Okay guys, got Danielle here and we are working on the Jeep again. I know I've been saying
Yay!
I know I've been saying we're gonna show you how these gears run because we just put gears in here. But now this thing was in about 2,000 RPMs. It was stalling out and stuttering. And so
more problems. Just
another thing. We already had to fix the water pump issue. Go check out that video and go see the gear videos if you missed that. But today it was spark plugs. But we had to go through and check many different things because you always start with the cheapest stuff. And I would say we just pre-injector clearing this thing. Now I have to buy new injectors. Right. And they're expensive.
Really extravagant about it. I was like, babe, you know, when I was growing up, every time something was wrong with my mom's 1976 Chevy Impala, it was spark plugs. So I said, why don't we check the spark plugs? We've done a lot to the Jeep. Maybe they're not clean or something. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying that was what it was when I was a kid. So I thought, spark plugs.
And so you probably should check your spark plugs about every year. And I checked these last year, and that was the issue this year. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll get into what we looked over and how we fix this shit. So if you look at this spark plug right here, it looks pretty burnt. We were having some coolant issues. Our son actually drove the Jeep home with no coolant. Well, he drove that last block with no coolant. And he's like, the Jeep is like 250 degrees. And I'm like, yeah, Brandon, that's not good. So, yeah, that really worried me because I'm like, okay, what do I have to fix now?
Cracked block? Are you kidding me? That's what I'm thinking. A cracked block. I remember my dad had that with his Roadrunner.
Yes. It ran out of water, cracked the block. Bad deal.
Bad deal.
But a spark plug, you know, isn't that bad. These are about $2 and something a plug. And
why not? Yeah.
After we checked the vacuum line. So during our troubleshooting, we started with checking our connections here, checking all our vacuum lines on the engine, because vacuum lines, when they either get punctured or, you know, get loose, and including your air intake, can cause your vehicle or your Jeep to run really bad. So we went over that, and you see here, I do need to replace this hose. This is not very good, so I zip tied it, but that will work for now. And the intake, and I looked for any holes there or anything like that. You can also use something like a spray solution that's flammable, like WD-40, to help you detect vacuum leaks. Or you can take...
I didn't think we needed that. I thought it was something simpler.
Or you can take and stick your finger over the vacuum hose to see if the engine runs better. That was it. So, because the Jeep started right off the bat. I couldn't explain it. Then we looked at the spark plugs. Your spark plugs will tell a lot about your engine. Okay, so to remove a spark plug, I'm going to remove this one. And I've already loosened this, pulled this off. You got to be careful pulling these off because you can pull them apart. And if you want to fix it, it's a pain in the ass. But I'm also going to be using this impactor, as my wife calls it. We'll call it impact. And here we go. Now these spark plug sockets supposed to have a rubber in there to help pull out the spark plug. Mine's missing, but that's what they look like. And so we'll go ahead and put a new plug in. There we go, you can see now. You always want to start your plugs by hand before you stick any wrenches or impacts or anything like that on them, because you don't want to cross thread your plugs. I've actually blown plugs out of the engine. Once you get it started, make sure it's in there. Yeah, it's in there. You can tighten the thing back up. And then when I'm putting my wire back on, I push my wire back through the spark plug so I can see the connector right there. That way I can get my connector on and make sure it's good and tight. Or click, and I can push this over the top, and it'll just hold it on there, help to hold it on there. And there we go. Okay, so now that we're in our Jeep, we're going to start it and see how it sounds. Sounds pretty good. If they're black or burnt or melted or things like that, what you need to do or what to your engine to make it run better. Fortunately, all we had to do was replace them. But if they're black, you know, you have black soot coming out of the tailpipe or black smoke.
We did not.
That would be your vehicle is usually running rich. If it's blue, you're usually burning oil. Rich is easier to fix than, you know, re-ringing the engine and stuff like that, or you have a hole in your piston. If you're running lean, that can burn up your spark plugs as well. Also burn holes in your piston. Don't want to do that. So, wasn't the full fuel rail, which we did also put cleaner in this for the injectors, and I was thinking that maybe one of our fuel injectors was clogged or something like that. Really didn't want to do that because injectors are about $125, $200 to replace, and it's kind of expensive. Injectors for this thing are quite spendy, and but it runs really good now. So now we're ready to test them gears on some trails to show you how well the new 488 gears perform over the 410.
Well, our son's already been testing them out. He comes home and tells us all the stories.
Yes, he does.
With his friends.
Yes.
So he's having a lot of fun with those gears.
And the gears, you know, to install them yourself, you're looking at, for a Jeep this size, about $500-$700. Do it yourself.
Maybe.
If you want to do it, if you want somebody else to do it.
See that video? That was fun.
Oh, that was a fun.
It really wasn't.
So, yeah, that's the problem. You know, there's just little things you have to check. And hopefully you can diagnose your engine issues on your own. Because mechanics are expensive.
And they probably wouldn't even have told you it was spark plugs. They probably would have went in really deep, said, you need to replace this part and this part and this part. And it was only just a simple thing.
So thank you for watching our video. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you liked it. And yeah, we're gonna check out. It's beer 30, so gotta get into that.
Jeep sticks for today. Future episodes coming, I imagine. So.
With a used Jeep, buying anything used, there is going to be future episodes.
Yeah. But they're doable. That's what we liked about it. They're doable. I mean,
Yes.
They're not that expensive if you can do it yourself.
Yep. And if you're
and we're also huge YouTubers. We watch a lot of things to learn. If
How to
we're
do
not
things.
sure.
Yeah, we look at other videos to figure out, things we're just completely not sure on. So we can see how somebody else did it and either do it that way or not do it that way, depending on how that video turned out. If you're looking for
Probably.
If you're looking for great eats, good recipes, check out our blog, diningwithdanielle.com or chrisgoeswhat.com. Both goes to the same spot. Dining with Danielle takes you straight to the yummy goodness. Recipes released every week, and they are good. And then I refurbish them the next day.
Well, of course you didn't say that, but no, they are tested and approved for many, many, many. Well, I can't even tell you, a long time.
Yes, and the leftovers are just as good.
They are.
Every day. So
check them out. Got good stuff out there.
if you like our channel, please subscribe. If you like this video and it was helpful or you just like the video, give us a thumbs up down there. Looks like that. And y'all please take care.